Okay, now that we got a little closer and take a look at the camera close up, again you'll see all of the features I mentioned across the room: the Fresnel, the lens, the shutter lens, the security tube, and the camouflage. Once we open it up, here at the 12 ring, we like to design our 1020 units with an SS board with the board mounted in the lid of the case. We feel it gives more space inside the case. This particular unit is prepared with an internal switch, an internal power switch. It seems more and more folks are going with an internal switch these days because the external switch, if you could imagine, just be mounted through the side of the case here. I have a lot of problems with squirrels and raccoons, even trespassers just walking by and turning your camera off. It's kind of frustrating when you put your camera out and you go back 2 weeks later to check it out and it's been turned off. And also it's one more possible leak point for the camera when you have to drill the case. So the simple sniper board is about as simple as they come. This board is manufactured by Gary at Snapshot Sniper. The board itself has two settings: your feeder setting and your trail setting. It's controlled just with that simple switch, like that. Then you have your power supply to the board, which is a 9-volt, and then the camera itself. Now this particular unit is set up for an external set of batteries, so you could have your two backup batteries here to help supply power to the camera. You'll notice the black tape here, that's kind of just to camouflage the brightness. This customer decided to go with an infrared camera at the last minute, so that tape was really not necessary. Let's take a real quick look at the back of the camera to get yourself familiar. Obviously, your batteries and your MS memory card all both go into the battery slot on the P41. You have your power switch, which is located right here on the top of the camera, your LCD display, then your dial here. What I'd like to share with you is that setting the camera up for the first time you're going to operate this. So you have here your mode selector. That's your video mode, your picture taking mode, and your picture viewing mode. What you're going to want to do is, with the camera in picture taking mode, you want to press the menu button. And then what I've done is, what we do here at the 12 ring is we include a field setting card. It's basically a card stock that's laminated. I certainly suggest, as people are getting acquainted with these cameras, that they keep them right folded up in the unit. And what you want to do is just run down the program here and make sure that it matches. So you'll use the dial pad here, you'll go through, you'll make sure all of the settings. Now this particular unit is an infrared camera, so you'll use that second camera here. The second column here to run through. And you'll just use the dial tone, the dial pad, you'll go through all of your settings, making sure that everything is set the way you want it to be. Three key features you want to focus on are your red eye reduction, your autofocus illuminator, and then your auto review. I don't know if you could see on the video or not, but you really want to make sure that all three of those say off. If they're on, it's a significant drain on the power supply. And again, you adjust those by using your dial and then scrolling through to adjust them. Formatting your card, it's in the second. You just highlight that. It's going to tell you that all the data is going to be erased on your card, and you're going to tell it OK. I strongly recommend that you format your card every time you change a card. It helps make sure that the card and the camera are married with each other, and there's no codes in there that would cause you to have a problem. And then you can go through all of your settings and you can set the time and date on here. If you want the time and date to appear on the picture, you'll see right here where it says date and time. You just want it to say day and time. Or if you don't want it to, you could just have the date, or you could turn it off so that it's not printed, and you can use an aftermarket photo stamper like Jenna Stamper. Now once you have all of your settings, you're going to go ahead and exit out of the menu. You're going to see, I'm not sure if you could tell or not, it has kind of a reddish tint because it is an infrared camera. Now you're just about set. What you want to do is turn that LCD display screen off before you set it up. It's very simple with the P41. Press this button twice. Now you'll notice the LCD display screen is off, but your camera's still on. Now you want to turn your camera off. And now you're pretty much set. The camera all of the camera's features are set and ready to go. Place your camera back in the unit. Check your unit, make sure it's centered in here. Turn the board on. and now you'll notice the LED in the Fresnel is blinking. The camera and the board are syncing right at this moment. Usually it's about 3 or 4 blinks, and then it'll stop, and then it goes into its walk test mode. Once it enters walk test mode, which is in right now, it's looking for motion. I just moved my hand in the background, and you saw the camera blink, telling us that it recognized that motion in the background. This is a key feature to help you orient your camera in the woods, on the tree, making sure it's aiming in the direction you want it to aim in, and at the target site that you were hoping you're planning to game. One of the critical components of this camera that I wanted to discuss quickly is the external battery feature. You'll notice inside the camera, this particular unit is being shipped with 2 Sanyo N-loop batteries, rechargeable batteries. Whenever you're using a homebrew camera with an external battery set, you want to be careful never to mix lithium batteries in it. So you can use 2 lithium batteries in here, you can use 2 lithium batteries in here, one or the other, that would be fine, but you never want to put rechargeables in the camera and then lithiums outside, or standard alkaline inside the camera and lithiums outside. It causes major damage to the camera, sometimes irreparable damage. So my suggestion is a high quality, low discharge battery, rechargeable battery like a Sanyo N-loop, or any rechargeable, but you know, the higher quality ones are always nicer, and then just standard alkalines, Duracell, Energizer, anything like that. So that's basically a P41 Simple Sniper Ringer Cam in a nutshell. So I'm going to actually slide back across the room here and show you just one additional setup feature.